Disgraced pastor John Paul J.P. Miller is trying to clear his name and salvage what's left of his reputation after he got exposed in the Mica case for being an alleged groomer of not of age girls at Solid Rock Church, where he's a pastor, and very, very, very toxic in his marriage to Mica, which included allegedly posting unclothed photos of his wife on Facebook and hiring male ex-workers, among other crazy allegations. But let me know if you guys think his campaign of speaking to TikTokers, trying to clear his name, is working, because Gabby thinks it's not. So I'm Joseph Morris. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a video, and you can hang out with me and Gabby, the best private investigator on all of YouTube. So this photo is from Robbie Harvey on Twitter, and I will link his information in the description below. It shows JP Miller texting a random woman he met online. So JP is essentially using this tragedy that happened to his estranged wife to now be single and ready to mingle on Facebook like it's a Hinge app or something. So Robbie adds that the, quote, grieving process continues, end quote. And I just want to point something out real quick, that what he's wearing around his neck in this supposed trying to be a thirst trap photo is Mica's ashes. So just imagine you're trying to pick up other women by wearing your estranged wife ashes around your neck. I mean, this guy is such a sleazeball, in my opinion, and he's still a pastor at Solid Rock Church. Lots of people, by the way, were quick to point out that he looks like he's on something in this photo. And JP is now taking to TikTok to talk badly, not only about Mica, but also her family, who are currently grieving and have supported her through leaving this toxic marriage. So this video is from True Crime Re, and it's infuriating to watch, but also he accidentally lets something slip, and basically JP just told on himself and admits that he's guilty. So let's watch this together.
Hey, today's video is for all of the people who've been emailing me from around the world, telling me their struggles, personal stories of mental illness, as well as the stories of people whom they love who battle with mental illness. And the same story is throughout every single email, and that is, when you start feeling really, really good, you want to come off your medicine because you think you don't need it. So listen, the reason you feel good is because you're on your medicine. Don't come off your medication. Over the years, my wife was prescribed lithium, Seroquel, olanzapine, and lamotrigine, something like that. But my goal, I had one goal every day of my life for 7 years, and that was to make sure that she took her medicine so that she could enjoy her life and live a very fulfilled, prosperous life like she did when she was with me. Away from me and with her family, she came off of her medicine, lost 40 pounds in a month, and did something that I regret she did, something I tried to prevent for the past 3 months. But somehow with her family, she was able to accomplish that. And so
JP, I believe Mica's 40-pound weight loss could also be the result of stress from being in a toxic marriage with you, which included her being stalked. And there's actually an eyewitness that is a cop that verified that Mica was being stalked in her marriage. He also had a Freudian slip when he said that, quote, he regrets, end quote, what happened to Mica, which shows a sign of guilt. I mean, whether he had a hand in her unaliving or just pushed her to the edge, he knows that in some capacity that he is guilty. And there's also this report from November 2022 where it alleges that JP would allegedly not allow Mica to, quote, sleep, eat, or contact her family, end quote, which obviously could result in a 40-pound weight loss. Mica's family's lawyer is pushing for a new bill called Mica's Law that will make it illegal for someone to do coercive control in a relationship. Coercive control is a pattern of behavior used to dominate, manipulate, and intimidate another. So JP posting unclothed photos of Mica to Facebook and destroying her car is a perfect example of this pattern of behavior. So let's continue on with this horrible video.
With her family, she was able to accomplish that. And so my lawyer said something months and months ago. He said, the guilty person is the person who talks the most. I said, what do you mean? He said, the guilty person in any situation, the guilty one is the one that's always out there talking the most. So just look at that person, because Robbie Stinky Harvey is raising money for for the person who's responsible for my wife's death. He's raising money for the person who told my wife she didn't need her medicine. She didn't have to take it anymore. Her doctor was wrong. Her husband's abusive for asking her to take her medicine every single night. And what happened was she lost 40 pounds in a month. She purchased something that I tried to stop for 3 months, and she did something that I tried to stop for years. And so if you're unmedicined, like the ones I listed earlier, please, for the sake of your family and friends and loved ones, stay on your medicine unless your doctor tells you otherwise. Not your friends, not your family, your doctor, the one who prescribed the medicine. Please, and God bless.
Yeah, so JP is saying here that the emptiest pot makes the most noise, but the only noisy one here is him. So he's essentially, again, telling on himself, admitting he's guilty. Projecting. I also find it insulting to try and pin this on Mica's grieving family. It really shows his narcissistic tendencies. I mean, he is trying to paint himself out here to be a hero, even though, again, he was allegedly cheating on Mica during the relationship, as well as allegedly making her take testosterone to increase her X drive and get cosmetic surgery, among other crazy things. So this guy doesn't seem like he actually cares about Mica taking doctor prescribed medicine. I'm also way more interested in hearing about his mental disorders. Remember how he was the one caught on video lying on the grass with a Mickey Mouse voice, talking about how there were bugs all over him.
If Mark...
So personally on my channel, and Gabby agrees, and Gabby helped me with this theory, I believe Mica did not do this to herself for a variety of reasons. Namely, her body was found 100 feet away from the shell casings with no current, and also her warning not only her family that her life was in danger, but also the authorities who did nothing. And I personally believe that the law enforcement might actually be in on it. So I believe to a certain extent that Robeson County Sheriff's Office might be taking part in the cover-up, which is why Mica was taken to North Carolina, an area with no significance to her and a history of police corruption. But this AI enhancement of the back of Mica's car really opened my eyes in my theory that a hitman was hired, because in it, I can clearly make out that there's someone with like a skin fade in the back seat of Mica's car. This image was taken after she purchased her POW at the pawn shop. So is it possible someone was hiding in her back seat and the 911 call she made was artificial intelligence? Because there's so many sketchy things about that 911 call, including her family saying it doesn't really sound like her. And also there's things like the 911 operator didn't even ask for her name, so it just sounds like it's a fake call. Unfortunately for this case, there was no autopsy because it wasn't ruled foul play. No ballistics testing was ever done on any of the witnesses, like the kayaker or the fisherman, and they were never checked for things like gunpowder residue, which I think kind of botched the case, because now all this information is coming out that maybe this wasn't a self-unaliving. Anyway, something is very fishy about this case. And I think, Gabby kind of checked out a bit here because JP was talking, but she thinks the FBI definitely needs to start investigating the Mica Francis case ASAP and take a look at the medical examiner's pictures they took to ensure that there was no sign of a struggle on Mica, because as the family member Anna said, that there was bruising found on Mica that the medical examiner didn't include on the report. So justice for Mica. What do you guys think about all of this? I read all your comments pretty much, so please sound off in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting my face here, right above Miss Gabby. And let's roll the outro. She needs a walk. All right, guys. Love you. Bye.